Hey, it's me, MLB. Thank you all so much for 100 subscribers. I'm so excited we've hit this first milestone. As a thank you from me to you, I have a special one-shot. This was on Wattpad before it was removed, unfortunately. It's not on my site, Quirky Fanfics, so this is just going to be solely for YouTube, a special. This one is for anyone who has had trauma in their life, which is what 90% of us. This is a Shinsou Aizawa Dabi X PTSD female listener called Save You. It's a fluff. This is for all my lovely beans who have unfortunately experienced PTSD or similar. Whenever you're feeling an attack coming on, please listen to this story, and I really hope that it helps calm you down. Shinsou, have you seen Yin today? Your teacher Aizawa asked your classmate. No, I haven't actually, Shinsou replied, rubbing the back of his neck with his hand. She didn't attend class this morning, Aizawa commented in his even, bored tone. I'm concerned for her. Yeah, me too actually, Shinsou replied, as he looked around to see if he could spot you. I'll have a look for her, he added. That would be appreciated, Aizawa replied. Let me know if you find her. Shinsou nodded as he shoved his hands into his pockets and headed towards the dorm building. Aizawa and Shinsou knew about your past. They knew you had been through a lot of unnecessary BS and it had caused you a lot of trauma. Occasionally something would trigger you and you'd go downhill fast, which is why they kept a close eye on you. Shinsou made his way to the dorms and up to your room. Yin, he called softly as he knocked on your door. You in there? There was no reply. He scrunched his nose with worry and knocked again. Hey, open up, it's me, he said again, listening intently. When there was no reply, he turned and made his way quickly outside and around to the window side of the building. Looking up, he scanned the windows and located yours. I need to get up there, he thought, as he backed back a bit and made a running jump for the ledge of the first balcony, pulling himself up and then jumping to the second balcony until he had made it up to your room. He climbed over the railing and knocked on your window. Still no reply came from behind the closed curtains. Weighing up his options, he took a small step back and then raised his leg up, slamming it into the glass door and shattering it instantly. Fearing the worst, he stepped in past the curtains, but your room was empty. Damn, he grunted as he pulled his phone out. He rang Aizawa, who picked up immediately. Sir, she's not here. I kind of broke the... Okay, hang up. We need to find her, Aizawa said quickly. Your teacher quickly pulled the phone from his ear and then dialed a number before putting it back to his ear. A cool voice answered from the other end. Must be trouble if you're calling me, the male voice said snidely from the other end. No time for wisecracks. Yin is missing, Aizawa said stiffly. Huh, you guys sure know how to look after people, don't you? The voice replied sarcastically. Okay, leave it with me, I'll find her. The male pushed the phone from his ear and hung up, purple burns lacing his body, the scarred flesh stitched to clean flesh with silver staples. He stretched, before ruffling his ravenet hair and standing up and walking to the door. Dabi, a voice called to him. Where are you going? Got some villain work, Dabi replied dryly as he looked back over his shoulder to the person who had addressed him. I'll be back. He stepped out the door of the League of Villain hideout and closed it behind him. She's gone off the deep end again, hasn't she? He thought. Dabi knew you well. He had known you from childhood and knew about your past. Although he had decided to take the path of a villain, he had a soft spot for you, and if anything could get him to pull on that hero undertone that he harboured, it was you. Bet she's at the hideout, he thought, as he made his way towards your secret place. You were stressing. You hadn't slept for days. You hadn't showered. You hadn't eaten. You were slowly losing your mind. Not knowing what else to do, you had run away, trying to escape the haunting thoughts, the memories, the pain. No one understood the physical pain that you felt daily from remembering your past. No one could reach you in that state. No one, except a very small group of special people. You curled up on your side in the hiding place, wrapping your arms around your knees and whimpering softly as tears flooded down your cheeks. Just then you thought you heard a noise and looked up. No one was there. Suddenly strong arms grabbed you and you freaked out, screaming and punching wildly. Hey, whoa, a voice said, and you quickly looked around to see who it was. It was Dabi. Dabi, let me go. I don't want to see anyone right now. I'm freaking out. Yeah, I can see that, he said bluntly as he dragged your body closer to his and held you firmly. You babbled in his arms, retelling snippets of your trauma as he held you, letting you calm down in his embrace. As your quivering body quietened, he stood up, holding you in his arms. Got to take you back, he said gruffly as he headed towards UA. You whimpered and clung to him as he carried you back. As he got closer to the school, he rang Aizawa. "I have her," he said into the receiver when your teacher picked up. "Oh, thank God," Aizawa said with relief from the other end. "Where are you? I'll send a student out." Dabi gave his location and was told to keep an eye out for a tired-looking lavenderette guy. "Yeah, okay," he grunted, then hung up. All too soon the lavenderette arrived, approaching you and Dabi with caution. "Put her down," Shinsou said darkly when he saw Dabi was still holding you in his arms. "And if I don't?" Dabi replied. Immediately his body stiffened and his eyes glazed over. "I said, put her down," Shinsou said protectively. And Dabi, now under the influence of Shinsou's brainwash quirk, put you down. You looked at Dabi sadly as you shyly walked towards Shinsou, who immediately embraced you and pulled you into him. "Leave," Shinsou commanded Dabi, and the villain turned to go. No, wait, Shin. He helped me out. Don't brainwash him. I want to thank him," you said in a small voice as you clung to Shinsou. He looked down at you and saw the look on your face and deactivated his quirk immediately. Dabi stopped walking. "Thank you, Dabi," you called out gently, as Shinsou wrapped his arms around you tighter. Dabi looked back over his shoulder at you and smirked. "Any time, for you," he said with a wink. "What the hell is that supposed to mean?" Shinsou snapped, irked by Dabi's coy flirtatiousness. "It means I'd do anything for her, teabags," Dabi replied dryly. "What you gonna do about it?" Shinsou scowled. "Please, guys," you whimpered, and immediately Shinsou's attention was on you again. "Okay, let's go," he said, as he turned and walked away with you, his arms still wrapped around you protectively. As you approached the school gates, Aizawa walked out. "Yin, are you hurt?" he asked as he looked you over. You shook your head and as you looked at the ground. You haven't eaten or slept for days," Aizawa mumbled. He could tell just how bad you were. You stared at the ground. "Shinsou, take her to her room. I've already had the window fixed and the broken glass vacuumed up," Aizawa said, as you all turned and walked to the school gates. "Broken glass?" you asked as you looked up at Aizawa, then Shinsou. Yeah, I kind of smashed your window," Shinsou said sheepishly. "Why?" you asked with surprise. I was worried about you and I thought that you were in your room, so I climbed the balcony and smashed the window to get inside," he said with an apologetic chuckle. "Oh," you replied with a small smile, looking down at the ground. "He really cares about me," you thought. "Shinsou, I'm going to order Yin's favourite food so she eats. Can you stay with her?" Aizawa said. "Sure, sir," Shinsou said confidently as he led you to the dorm rooms, and Aizawa headed to the office to make the call. Later that night, after you had eaten and showered, while Shinsou stayed in your room, you curled up on the bed, a tear falling from your eye. Shinsou frowned with worry and crawled in behind you on the bed and then snuggled into you. "Can I sleep here tonight with you, Yin?" he asked softly. "I'm worried about you." You rolled over and snuggled into his chest, clutching into his shirt. "I'd like that. I don't want you to go," you whimpered. "Shh, it's okay. I won't leave," he whispered as he stroked your hair. The next morning Aizawa came to check on you and knocked on the door softly. Shinsou opened the door. Aizawa scowled. "Shinsou, you better not have—" No, sir, I promise I was protecting her," Shinsou said quickly, mortified that Aizawa thought that he had done something lewd to you. Aizawa eyed him. "Okay," he grunted. "Please stay with her today. She needs someone she trusts by her side." "I don't plan on leaving her side anytime soon," Shinsou replied with a lopsided smile. "Good," Aizawa replied with a small relieved smile. And that's the end of the special one-shot. Thank you all again so much for your support. Twonkle, as most of you would have remembered him, my IRL hubby, has reminded me to say the sign-off tag, to subscribe, like, and comment. Not something that I'm used to doing. But yeah, just want to thank you all once again for everything. And I'll see you very soon.